We draw level as Renegades strike back. They started well. They took over all the mid-control, never allowed them even to respond after a timeout. They picked up one, but then the smokes came out. They were locked out, and no better fate on the T side.
Yeah, solid counterplay there on Mirage. You didn't expect
Counter-strike, could you say?
Counter-strike, that works as well.
It's almost like they named the game that for a reason.
Yeah, well, that was convincing stuff from Renegades, and we move on to Cobble. A map they're no stranger to as well. We're just talking to the other analyst outside who's kind of mentioned the point that this was a really strong map to them towards the end of Sponge's tenure. So it's actually one of the maps that's got a heavy execution-based play. They're on the T side once again. Could be a great run for them going forward. We know they've got a lot of strategy to bring to the table, like I said. Lots of paperwork in the hands of PK, the coach. So it's interesting to see what they're going to be bringing to the table here.
PK, the coach, normally a caster. That's my next career. I'm going to move to coaching.
You're going to be coaching?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably a logical move for you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Who would you coach, ideally?
Optic.
Yeah? Okay, cool. You want the Canadian brothers there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Maybe I'll do the same.
You can't coach Optic. You have to find a team in the UK that's worth coaching.
Could take a while.
Could. Well, what else could take a while is Cobblestone. I mean, this is a level map. We talked about it. They've T-sided maps so far for these teams. A little bit less so in Mirage, perhaps just because the team is more prepared for once on the CT side. But this time, we don't have a map that lends itself to getting aggressive, to taking the fight, perhaps other than an AWP shot at either B or getting aggressive on A, as we see Snacks often do. Aside from that, you've got to sit back, contain the choke points.
Exactly that. Well then, here we go then. It's going to be Renegades starting on the T side here. 4 sets of armor. Ricky with the smoke, and he's got a flashbang as well. What aggressive play from the CDs towards mid there, trying to spot for some information. Don't spot anything at all though. It's going to be a very fast strike here towards long A from the Renegades side. Actually just going all in. Looks like they're going to send all 4 players and completely rush the A-bomb site here.
Rush should not stop. Mihu, Spiro, though, they're setting up and counting them off. Spiro with a second and looks back towards Stables, has to realize that there is one at the bottom of the middle, does so, takes down Ricky, and all of a sudden, it's just JKS that remains, 47. He might as well do a pole dance for his life behind that pillar, because that'll be the only thing saving bullets from going through. Mind you, his pistols, keep in mind, it's not like the penetration's there, but he's not foon, and he's not fooning away from that. It's going to be Rollin to take him down. What a round from Spiro, though.
Absolutely. 3 kills for him. Very snappy, especially that shot towards middle as well. I don't think they had any idea that was coming towards him. It was a fast rush towards long A. Didn't really get much for it. No plant coming in especially. And this Spiro just getting that lovely shot on towards Ricky. Good night. They go 1-0 here. No bomb planted to suggest it will be a force buy from Renegades, which it is, apart from Ricky, of course. Tech-9's Deagles, they get 1 smoke and a flashbang. Normally want to go towards the B side here, maybe smoke towards the connector or chicken coop and try and get the bomb down. They've got a flashbang to work as well. Sometimes that one flash can be very effective towards your platform, especially if you can get very close towards the broken wall position. In terms of the CT bar, we have 3 rifles and 2 UMPs. Ready to keep things nice and long range here. Well, some initial damage being exchanged. Let's see Rallin feels the brunt the most. He goes under 61. And will be used to taking a little bit of there through the wall. And so far, in terms of the map control, they'll be focusing towards B with the bomb, but trying to show some presence towards A as well.
Rollin will get up on top of a tree and fade away with the UMP. He looks toward drop to start it off, but keep in mind he's still walking out with a deagle toward the long position and could easily find a headshot. We've seen that happen a lot this weekend. Q automatic. Fairlane spotted up, will get more passive in that approach. 3 rifles up, long range map. Not surprising to see this in the second round. As well as looking toward drop.
Yam is by himself towards long A. He will be just having that deagle. He's got the flashbang as well, so they won't have a flash chance towards B, but he's going to try and show some sort of presence towards the A sites, but his teammates will be striking on the B site first, it seems. Yam potentially going for the backstab here, but Rallin doing some considerable damage here, staying alive as long as possible, doing some serious work here with the UMP. Not finding a kill just yet. JKS does take him down eventually. Bomb shouldn't be planted there considering the positions of the CTs.
Good pickup from Mal. JKS down as he walks back up from the chicken coop. Spiro will take off the bomb from Ricky, so he don't need to peek again to find the second. What he could do is find Yam, who's got a deal. I thought might land a shot there, but doesn't. It's going to be 2 rounds now for Kinguin.
Yeah, you can see Yam there just wanting to die at that point. Wants to make sure he gets money going to the next round. Should be a full week at this point for the Renegades. It is a CT-sided map, so great start here for Kinguin. 2-0, holding off the force buy of Renegades, trying to show a little bit of effect towards long 8. Didn't really work out in that manner, though. Yam had to run all the way back and just run to his certain death. As we go into round 3. 3 and 4 still up. 2 SMGs still rolling as well. And nothing really purchased at all for the Renegades here. It's going to be 5 Glocks as they go again once more towards long 8. Michiku goes down to 2 HP. Does some damage towards the terrorists, and that's going to be testament to that. It's going to be a perfect HE grenade.
Takes two, which is the HP that he has left. Going to play corner to try and bait them in a little bit further. And Rollins coming out to bait and get the aggro. It works because they together will combine for 2 kills. Further beyond those 2 that he found with the grenade, and that makes it 3-0. Now we get guns drawn out for Renegades, and we start to see how their T side will unfold. A different map, as we mentioned. Stylistically, of course.
Of course. Well then, there's the lovely AG grenade. Doing that extra damage works out for him. But here we go then, the first gun round. Ricky with the AWP. We'll be heading towards B. You can see most teams will actually be trying to work their pick towards their platform first. See if there's any aggression coming from the CTs. And actually going quite fast here. Sustillo getting towards broken walls straight away, pushing the smoke as well. Look for that first frag.
Sustillo as well, watching up toward the tree. It's going to be Mouse instead that goes towards statue. So they want to let them walk in, try and get them to commit. Same 2 on drop as both players walk back out. They need to get additional utility out, so that's why their attention is drawn, at least for a moment, toward that B-long position.
Oh, Rylan boosted up to the tree there, finds you still out of position. He smoked that as well. His teammates can't really back him up now. Goes down to a 5-on-4. 1 minute remaining. We do have smokes still available for the Renegades. Like we said, they're going to be an execution-based team at this point. Trying to find that first pick at the start of the round. Doesn't work out for them. They're still within the shell here. Ricky has proven to be a very formidable AWP, especially on Dust 2 we saw earlier. 5 seconds remain. They're going to try and get some drop-down control here.
All waiting for the push through from EM as well as Furlan's going to wrap back around. As it inside that drop, as you say, wanting that control, has now got a smoke to deal with the fact that Malzino throws that from afar. They're a man down still on this Renegade side, and they're running out of time. 30 seconds they want in. They're going to go. Jump around, gets toward tree. Ricky's able to trade it, but Rollin does a great job. Backs away, but can't find Azza. That's the opening they needed, but Furlan's able to push back through the window, catch them before they dissolve through the smoke. And JKS is locked into his sight, surrounded by everyone. Thankfully, Ricky's got an angle to cover him off, but they've got to get that bomb. And in doing so, that means they have to fight. They have to fight against Mihu. And still can't push forward far enough. They've got 10 seconds to do so. And if they get caught by Furlan, that could be the round. 7 seconds. He just needs to not peek. Get away. He's done exactly that. Round over as he'll evade Ricky.
JKS saw the bomb down there. I think he assumed he'd picked it up after getting that second kill towards the drop-down area, but still, he misses the bomb, has to fall back and then taken down as he's retreating. And as you mentioned, as soon as that bomb goes down with only like 5 seconds remaining, that's the round over. 4-0 now for Kinguin. And in terms of the buy, Renegades are going to try and do what they can here with the remaining Tech 9s and AWP, of course. They will be forcing into this round a couple of Galils to go with it. A lot of pressure on Ricky's shoulders now to try and find that first pick and give them something to work with here. With the limited weaponry.
Spiro waiting for anyone to make their presence known at that position, and they are going to do so. Ricky's got the AWP. Again, Spiro's going to get more aggressive, interestingly enough, to smoke it off, rather than hold the angle. Moment's notice, and he may have been spotted back in turn. We've seen them, Renegades, use that bait play with the jump across to shoot that position. We saw Skadoodle do it yesterday as well. Furlan down and drop, does have a little bit of pressure applied. They are going to try and grab this and potentially go for an A split with 3 players still on that side of the map, but Furlan above the smoke catches Ustillo. Perhaps a little bit sleepy at his computer because doesn't respond fast enough, but he's lost the second player inside of that smoke, and Az is going to wait for that to dissolve and try and take advantage, but Furlan, I think, knows he's there because sprays in, backs away. Tech 9 only from a contest against Mozina. That doesn't work out, does it?
No, so no kills obtained towards the B side of the map. The remaining 3 players, Renegades, are towards long A and middle as well. We still have Ricky's AWPs. It's not over just yet, but looking very unlikely to find round number 5 here.
Waiting as well. Only a flash to work with, 1 flash to get into that position, but still Yam's able to get the shot. Spiro to respond. Yam goes down, and 2 versus 4. Spiro goes way back toward the barrels. JKS slips in, tries to spray him through the edge of the wall, but the longer he sits toward that corner, the more likely someone drops in from balcony, shuffles out, and catches him off immediately, and that's exactly what it looks like Mausino's trying to do, but he gets caught off. It's Furlan instead, but Mouse is there, and that'll respond just enough to take the round away.
Just
5-0.
Yeah, there was a force buy as well, so you'd assume they'd have to be eager going into this round. They do get maximum loss bonus, but the bomb just hasn't been planted at all here for Renegades, so should be an eco at this point. I think they've got about $3,400, yeah, pretty much across the board. No one really for significant cash to really justify much more than a partial buy here. So some Tech 9s purchased. Head armor as well. They have 1 smoke to work with in the hands of Azza. And it looks like they'll head towards B here. Possibly just a fast execution towards the drop-down area, see if they can find that first kill, get a rifle in their possession. Going to round number 6. Kinguin with a heavy lead so far. And we'll see whether Renegades can use this 1 smoke they've got available to them to any sort of effect.
Furlan lining up, takes down both. Mauzino actually got the first, so ignore my hype. But doesn't matter because it's going to be Mauzino following it up. And Kinguin against the Pistols, looking poised to go up 6-0. It's the biggest lead we've seen off the start before a round was taken back the other way. We've had 5-1, but we've never had a 6-0 in this series as Furlan just waits. And Ricky already committed to that drop, has no way out. They know where he is. No one's there to boost him. They'll throw the bomb back up, which is clever enough to try and get a plant from this, but they need a kill. If they go down to 3 versus 1 with just pistols, it's going to be a massive problem for them. Yam does have armor to work with, keep in mind. But Ricky showing out, spotted off by Furlan. Flower pot to protect his head. And there it is, the exact situation I mentioned. It's 3-on-1, and he's got to rush back over toward A, which does have a player inside of the site. Mihu's going to get to Cannon's good position to be in as well for this. Deep commitment before he's spotted up and making a lot of noise. Mihu's ready. Mihu gets the kill.
6-0 here. No plan once again for the Renegades, but do have money to go to this round. They're going to get $3,400 on top of the 2K they already had after the partial buy. So here we go then. Orps out for Ricky once again. Like I said, Renegades very good at the execution-based play. Probably want to be bringing that to the table here. The picks aren't really working out for them. Getting shut down, especially still toward that platform position. So let's see what they can do here. Slow things down. Try and push the cities back off the initial aggression. Then I would like to see a full wall of smokes coming in here. Allow players like Ricky and Azza to actually have some post-plant gameplay here. That would be nice to see. Actually coming from the CTs. Could be something a little bit quicker here. All 5 players for Renegades committed towards the B side of the map.
As well for the commitment to push back through. Flash in for Ricky, but they aren't going to go on that. They're just making sure no one's pushed up on the other side of it. It is a deeper smoke than we normally see. They put theirs out toward the box, but they won't be in a position to try and wide peek off of it. Ricky's down. He's aggressive. He wants in. It's the AWP in this position. We saw Fallen do this in Oakland. We've seen Shocks do it against Envy when he was looking confident. And it's not the AWP that finds the entry, but it still had the position to hold it off to let Ustillo in place. And JKS, they might finally convert. But Mouse is in position, watch behind this smoke. Bomb being planted, won't be able to deny it. And Nine's up too, somehow. As he hits Ricky, JKS jumps in, but thankfully Ustillo turns around in time. It leaves 2 alive, and now it is a reset.
Well, there we go. We do see Renegades there. Getting that first pick, the full wall of smokes towards the B side. It's designed to segregate the CTs there. Not allow them to have the backup, and it's going to be Renegades finding the frags required. Still, Marzino does do significant damage to the economy of the terrorists at that point, finding those 2 kills towards the end. The round was over for sure in a 4 versus 1, but he does find 2 important kills. Still a lot of money available for the CTs, but still, after losing this one, if they were to, there could be an eco and an option for Renegades to get back into this as we go into round number 8. I believe there is some sort of pause coming in. It's a timeout, in fact, for the Renegades after winning that round as well. That's an interesting decision for them. They just want to kind of calculate themselves, work out what's really the best plan going forward here. What's that execution we were waiting for that works out for them? I'm guessing at least posted here on Cobble. Just probably trying to work out the money for Kinguin, work out what kind of approach they're going for. With Spiro on the AWP this time. Of course, Renegades will be coming with the full by themselves. I think they're just wondering whether they want to commit with the AWP.
Interestingly, they call this after a win. 1 round to their name, but they face the reset. That's the problem. They also could break Kinguin and pull back into this game, make it 6-3 very quickly.
I'm not sure they have an AWP available for them. I think that's why they've called the timeout, just to see what the adjustment is. And
Ustillo doesn't. I don't think there's one dropped.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for in spawn right now. I don't see it. So unless it's on the floor somewhere.
No, there's an AK.
So that's a problem. So Mao's finding those first 2 kills actually threw a spanner in the works there. Like we said, did significant damage to the economy and actually denies them having an AWP going to round number 8 here. So this could be influential. Shapiro does have the AWP. He's got a decent beast one as well. Presumably we'll be heading into that position to try and challenge up a platform.
And I assume Rollin has a gun dropped to him.
Yeah, he will do.
Well,
he's only got a P2000 right now, so he'll have some sort of weaponry waiting for him.
What is it going to be? I don't see anything down. Surely there's a gun.
Can't just have a P2000.
I mean, he doesn't have any money left. Either way, we'll find out. I can't see it. It's all black and white. These monitors are very contrasted. But there is going to be 4, make it 5 when Ustillo grabs his off the ground AKs against them. And like you said, that is kind of influential, especially if Spiro gets aggressive and finds an early pick.
Right, does he have a weapon waiting for him? That's the question. There it is.
There. Oh, it was in the bush. That's why I couldn't find it. The UMP was underneath the poppy flowers.
Well then, 5 AKs for Renegades. They do have a full buy for sure. They take a little time ahead to work out what the plan is. 5 players towards B once again. We do say their execution-based gameplay is when they're at their absolute best. And And they will be just walking into the B side, it seems, straight away. Not messing around at all. The execution comes in nice and fast. Ricky gets that first frag.
Furlan peeks back wide. He gets taken down immediately by Ricky. They're walking in with confidence this time, not utilizing drop. They actually just waited at the top of it this time and took over from long. Not something we've seen Renegades do so far throughout this game, and that's going to give them another round, 6-2. And as we mentioned, no money. So Spiro needs to save the op. They're going to hunt as well. It's a bit of a bold hunt, I have to say, considering their money's not great, but they know the situation.
Well, there it is. It's Ricky, not known for his rifle prowess, actually manages to go towards that B site, jumping through with the flashbangs there and finds the first 2 entry kills. So very nice stuff from him. Spiro trying to save his AWP. He finds Azza. And that's quite a convincing run, I have to say, overall, from the Renegades. They do drop 2 frags here on the hunt for the remaining CT players here. And will be Azza and Stilo going down, and Spiro finds Yam as well. So denting the economy once more. It hasn't exactly been established for the T side yet, so that's actually pretty detrimental to them. Probably have to call off the hunt at this point. 3 players going down. It's not as clean as they would have liked. And the CT's now $1,900 on top of what they've saved. Just an AWP and an AK. Oh, that money in the bank, I'm not sure if it's worth the full investment, but they will be going for it, it seems. CZ's brought out. 2 of them, in fact, with body armor as well, which is the right call, considering up against the AKs. Don't need to waste an extra $350 on the head armor. So CZ's UMP, and it's down to Spiro once again to try and make something happen. He goes towards B. Actually going to be jumping up towards the broken wall position, it seems, at this point.
Miles and Mihu over toward A together, have 4 players waiting to push back through, and they still got this AWP in position, but it's over at B. As has gone over, throwing the smoke and a little bit of, I guess, noise to try and distract them, pull Rollin away, but they are going to go on to A. They're going to go fast. Spiro's already rotated back in. Keep in mind that AWP is now on this site. It's behind the APC, and it needs to get a lineup. Flashes out, can't find the first shot. They're over the wall, but there it is. He does take Ustillo back on a trade. Furlan's going to take down Azza. The op's gone. Spiro's been found, but still they've got Mao's out toward long. The problem is he doesn't have a gun, so he doesn't have the range game. Rollin's going to try for a flank as well, but bomb's already being planted by Yam, and it's out toward cannon. It's a very wide plant. Can be seen visibly from the top of the ramp where JKS plays. Ricky holds off balcony. May just have to look for exits. Mao's to slip back in, though, to get towards stables. Even if he finds Yam, though, like mentioned, we've got JKS able to pop back up and spot in to exactly where the bomb is planted for them.
Yeah, well, time's ticking away now with no kits available. They do strike. They find another kill here as well, but Ricky should pretty much win the round with that kill, and JKS chimes in as well. Just Malzino remaining now, CZ only, and it was a decent attempt there by Kinguin overall. They had the AWP in the right position, but he only finds 1 kill. It's another assertive play there from Renegades, going fast towards mid. It seems like they, when they know they're up against the pistols or the lesser buys there, they look to just stick together, choose a position, go in with a quite light execution there, and it works out this time. They're very good at these entry kills, it seems. Players like Azza and JKS, very good at opening rifle kills with the AK-47s, and once again, they do it once more. It's going to be 6-3 now, and presumably it's going to be a full eco at this point. For Kinguin it is. It's going to be PD-50, CZs, no armor, no nades. So Renegades getting back into this game, slowly but surely. Should be getting 1 step closer here. That's 6-4. As long as everything goes to plan, that is. There's always a little chance it could go horribly wrong.
It's absolutely true. You have to consider the chance. He tries to get back through. It's going to be taken down by Mouse, but that's immediately traded as the pistols can't do much more. 6-4. They've pulled this back from a nil score. It's Mihu trying to pull back around with the AWP. Come on, Matt. Deagle. The small AWP. That's a lineup, though. It works. That's why I called it what it was, because it's got the potential. And Furlan's done the same with a 5-7. It drops bomb temporarily. JKS will still get back in position, but his teammate was late coming over from B. He's still not in position, and Spiro's going to get to the top of the ramp before he's there, so JKS can't fully commit onto this plant because he leaves himself well and truly exposed. Ustillo just getting in a position now. Molotov out. Smart play, JKS. Down to 2 versus 1. And Ustillo should spot Spiro any second. Does already, I'm sure. Yep, crosshair placement indicates he has. So 2 to the shots fired. Takes him low. And down in the end.
Yeah, like we said, it could always be a little bit interesting with those CZs and P250s. Managed to find 3 kills, but overall, towards the end of that round, looked comfortable for the Renegades. Didn't look like they would have dropped that one. 6-4 now. But Kinguin still keeping the money a little bit tight there. You can see even after reinvestment, we've got 2 players on the sub $1,000 mark. We have got JKS, though, something to build some economy. He's got $7,000. He's still on 4K. But here we go, the full buy for Renegades on either side, I have to say, though. Spiro of the AWP, same story for Ricky. 1 kit available. We've got a couple of incendiaries to go with as well. And there's another fast attack towards B, it seems. It seems like they've gotten the rhythm now. And Renegades will be going all in straight away.
No stop, no relenting. It's going to be a kill coming in from Azino, though, behind the statue. Wraps out. Yam's able to hit the headshot. Turn it around though, because Furlan's there. Look at it, back and forth. Every kill traded. Leaves it to a 2 versus 2 very quickly. 1:26. As the flashes go over top of tree, that'll allow the cross for the bomb, and Yam will go for the plant while Ricky tries to protect. He's got a chance to fire down toward the tree as well, but Mihu's not walked out yet from the arch at drop. And Spiro's staring down the same position that the plant came in from, behind this statue with his respective AWP on the CT side. Ricky just trying to use his position on the stairs to get a peek, but not the shot. That gives Mihu a lineup, but Yam smartly turns it back, and Ricky responds by getting Spiro.
You can see after the timeout, the adjustment from Renegades here. After going 6-0 down, they win 5 rounds in a row. Looking incredibly strong right now. The simple calls to the side of the runners to so fast B. We feel like we can out-aim them in every situation there, and it's proving to ring true as well. And it's Ricky finishing the goal for the AWP. A very solid AWPer, has to be said. And there's another eco coming in for Kinguin. CZ's the Eagles, and as that, he reads the economy quite nicely there. And brings out the Mac 10. It is maximum loss bonus for Kinguin, but on the CT side, that's not really ever going to be enough. You need a couple of those in a row to get you back in the game. Boost towards drop down. Doesn't seem to be working out for them. They're going to be smoked out, so going to have to fall back to get a ton of damage from the HE grenades there. It's Rallen and Furlan. That's around 40 HP.
Yeah, I'm just looking for everything he can through that smoke as Spiro gets a little bit more aggressive. Try to catch them off close angle with pistols. Knows it far with the CZ as well as going to play off of his teammate, but slow play this far from Renegades. Knowing the situation with money, missed throw on the nade. That was intended to go over and bounce a little backwards toward the position where Spiro's playing, but Ustilla, meanwhile, is getting down, drop his teammate already there. As inside. Those close confinements. So 4-1 the split off the call, but now they're rotating back over to B, given the little bit of attention that drop has been given, and Furlan's made that call to allow his teammates to get in better positions. Azza, that'll be under threat when he walks out, because 2 at Rock. He gets spotted early as well by Furlan, who backs away, so just gets the information, smartly stays alive. It's about efficiency. Ricky can't hit the shot, but knows they're out toward the chicken coop and has set Molotov to push them back out. Ricky hits the second one that time. When I say couldn't, he apparently did on Yam, because he gets the assist not only on him, but also Mausino with the flames. Response comes back, though. Spiro rotates in. It's low HP. JKS has bomb and needs to be very careful. Smartly gets in behind the statue. AWP picked up for Spiro. And Haz is only on 39, so an AK for Rollin. This is far from done. Those 3 frags on the CT side work out so well, and Spiro's getting ever closer, trying to find JKS. Knows he's got to be somewhere near the plant, but turns around and he's caught off. It's all under Rollin. Again, though, an AK doesn't have armor. It becomes a factor in the aim punch, especially with only 30 HP, the damage as well, but it's 39-4 against him. Is he going to back away and save the gun? I think he is.
Yeah, I'd probably asked him. No kit here, 2 kills to find, and no real position to even initiate that process. Will be Rallen saving the weapon. A decent attempt there on the eco round, but it doesn't really matter too much. You can see the money starting to get a little bit more stable after this round. We'll see strong bank accounts for Renegades across the board. They keep 2 players alive as well, I think, just about. Yep, JKS goes down to 4 HP, but he saves the AWP. So they're looking in very good stead here. JKS on currently $9,000. 2 of his teammates make it 3. Actually on the 6K mark of that round as well. So they've won 6 in a round in a row, Matt, after that timeout. This goes to show you how they've adjusted their game plan and look a lot looser and just more happy to take the jewels straight away instead of running the default and allowing Kinguin to pick them off one by one and try and get map control. They're just going to stay as a tight unit and rush in, and you know what? If it's working for them, why not? Keep going with it.
Double op set up on CT side to try and pull this back, because 6-6 now. Furlan fires the first shot, but can't land it. Gets taken down to 48 as well. Looked like he might have clipped that through the wall, but that time it's Mausino instead. He gets the shot from far with the M4. First time they've had the first pick in quite some time on the Kinguin side.
Yeah, well, you can see that's because Renegades have slowed it down now. It's more of a default approach at this point, going for the drop-down control. They have lost the first frag. Ustilla, that was the problem for those first 6 rounds. He was getting picked off by himself and no reply. And happens once again. It's round number 13 here, 6-6. As we get into the 5-on-4, JKS trying to do what he can towards long A, but drop-down control has been obtained by the Aussies here. A-split, definitely a potential as JKS makes his way towards A. This kill is going to be huge from Rallen, but Azza, so good in these positions, take the head off him.
Good shot back from Spiro, very fast through the doorway. Knew they were there. So was ready to fire. Ricky's done the same, but he's got the gap in the vent. Oh, just clips the leg. That allows them to wrap around. He's going to try and go for more, but Yam through the wall gets the headshot, and JKS will clear. Barrels Inside the site they go, but look at Mihu. He stayed quiet. He stayed on the top of the ramp. He spotted up already. It's low HP on Ricky and Yam, and Ricky's going to take down Furlan, unfortunately for Mihu, because that leaves him in a 1 versus 3, and they've got his position figured out. Well done from Renegades to pull the round back. 7 in a row now for them.
Yeah, great round from Renegades after losing that first pick as well. You could see JKS taking matters in his own hands. He said, yeah, I've got the long A control here, guys. You've got drop down. Let's actually make this into an A split there. And the CDs couldn't hold it off. A little bit unlucky there from the Ven position as well. The shot hits, but it hits the Ven as well. So he only takes him down to 37 HP. Yam punishes him at that point. That's a really key frag. Mihu towards top middle, spotted, unfortunately. And Ricky holding the flanks. It's going to be another difficult buy for Kinguin. They do have enough to work with here. The AWP is back in their favor, but a UMP and no kits once again. Spiro is the glass cannon, but Mihu knows he has to make a frag happen here at the start of the round. Takes down Yam towards those mid doors. Once again, it's a 5-on-4, but Renegades managed to recover before. Maybe they can do it the same again. Going towards drop down. It is going to be clear for now. Furlan winning on the other side with the UMP.
Furlan as well pops back in and spots Hazard. The second time he spotted that kill, but above the smoke, so he's taking advantage of that situation quite effectively, but this time traded back. It still does leave Kinguin with a 1-man advantage to work with. Back around and look at me, who's positioned up close. That could be enough to catch them off. Certainly is. JKS not expecting him to be there. And he can back away from this. Thinks otherwise for a moment, but smartly will do so. As they've got a 2-man advantage. No need for him to get caught off. And I take that back because he's going to try and wrap around. This is clever, but if it costs them, if they get found out, then it could be dear to the round as he does go down, but manages to get at least 1 kill, leaving it in a 3 versus 1. I'd say job done at that point in time. 38 HP. He still has found 2 kills, the only 2 kills thus far. Has the bomb, but that won't matter. Finally, they get a round back. Kinguin 7-7. We head into round 15. They'll buy in. It won't matter about the reset at this point.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 7 rounds in a row there for Renegades. What an adjustment after that timeout. Finally, Kinguin have a response here. Certainly still a T-sided map, so Kinguin with a decent half nonetheless. They actually had that fantastic start. And Rallen, he's mixing things up. The auto shotgun's out. As they would say in Australia, map, it's the alligator.
That's what they say.
It's quite fitting, isn't it?
All them teeth and no toothbrush. Spiro trying to find a shot with his AWP, gets close this time, and he's already being sprayed down. They know he's there, but that shot will only sound as warning before he backs away. Mihu tries, therefore, to spray through, but won't land it. I take that back. The spray came toward Mihu, Henry, in case you were wondering.
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. Back to basics, it seems. All 5 players is committing towards mid. It's quite unorthodox, but it's working out for them. Spiro, though, locking it down. Hitting that first shot. Can't find a second just yet. Oh, there it is.
That's lovely. And a third. He's got Yam down as they block up over the wall. Spiro going large, and Malzino converts. Lovely round from him. Yeah. Massive on the AWP.
And she finishes on 19 frags there. So you can see default's not really working too well for Renegades overall once they kind of adjusted things and just some slight changes to the execution there. But very simple approach there, just sticking with a 5-man unit across the board wherever they went. This time, though, Spiro is ready for them and lands some lovely shots there. I think he got 4 in total. This one especially. Quick scope on towards Yam and gets the 4 from JKS as well. So great stuff from him. So Kinguin win the half here on a terrorist-sided map. So looking promising for them going forward. They did win the pistol, remember, as well, but it's Renegades with a great streak around there. 7 in a row.
Yeah, it's big comeback in terms of this situation and perhaps enough momentum for them to carry it over. Pistol will be important, obviously, in a split game such as this, in a map 3 of a best of 3, to decide who goes to the grand finals at the biggest electronic festival in the world. In case you were wondering, Henry, that's what it is.
The biggest in the entire world.
Yes.
Maybe we should start our own one.
Yes.
Drop the bomb, does land?
Yes.
Okay, that's our next project. We'll screw the podcast and we'll just start doing that. We'll start it in your bedroom.
No. Yam already spotting out toward the bottom of middle, has some information to work with. Did he spot them? I'm not 100% sure. The rock definitely was in front of me when he looked. I don't know that he's seen them going out toward long. He's staying down at danger. There's 3 players behind him. This could be a problem. If he gets caught off and segregated that easily, and surely they're going to check danger. Here it comes. Here's them now. Realizes it, but he's looked the wrong way, and Spiro's going to take him back. This is the information gone wrong, and I said he got it. X-ray misleads me. I don't think he actually spotted them. They were behind the arch and the rock, respectively, when he peeked.
Well, this time, Renegades do have a kit. They've been buying 5 sets of armor on his CT pistols so far, but on the 3rd map, they do adjust slightly. JKS will be holding him, but they've lost that first pick. Yam goes down towards the A side of the map. JKS holding towards the A side. Ricky and Connector as well. We still have a smoke available for Mihu. They're waiting for the rotations right now. I see two players in the form of Furlan and Rylan holding towards the B side, seeing if anyone tries to maybe boost up, drop down, or push the upper platform, and they're going for the A split eventually. So this could work out perfectly as Ricky, he has to force his attention towards the A side of the map here.
Backs away as the vents break out beside him, tries to find a headshot before he would eventually have jumped down over the balcony. That won't happen. It's Kinguin again, starting off well on a pistol. They won the first, keep in mind as well. They're in a 5-on-2, bomb planted. Rollin already hunting down toward the bottom of middle with Spiro covering off Azza. Knows that he's there, already found the information, but he's in the open. Gives Ustillo a bit of a chance to pick him apart, and together they will unite to find, well, at least one frag. That's all they've got so far in the round. Second one potentially available for Ustillo. Goes for the reload instead. They don't have a kit, and now it's just him remaining. As found out by Mausino, they know he's inside the stables. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't get him a kill, as Mihu will take the shot in return. It'll go 9-7 for Kinguin.
Very nice stuff there from Kinguin, getting that first frag towards middle. That was Yam that went down. They didn't commit, didn't actually go all in that moment. They wanted to hold up and see what the reaction was in the CTs. Managing some drop-down control as well. The A split comes in. Ricky just stuck in a horrible position at that point. He's got focus towards the A site and the connector at the same time. A great pincer coming in from Kinguin, and they managed to smoke off the connector as well. Not really much for Renegades to do there. Can get a couple of kills, that's about it. Real force buy there from Renegades. Just Azza, who's going in with the head armor and CZ. The rest of his teammates sticking with the default pistols and no armor. It's quite rare to see on the CT half. You normally see most teams go all in at this point, but trying to keep the money a little bit stronger. They know it's a T-sided map. It's quite unlikely they can win that round with the pistols, so looking to the future there. Let's go into this one. It will be Miho and Co walking towards long A, seeing if they can find this first pick. We have got a boost up from Ricky, but he's only got that silence USP. Normally good for one frag, but not when that's happening.
Not at all. Furlan as well follows that up. The UMP wrapping into the corner. Azza down in the end to Mausino. He's the one of the two on the AK-47, so we have the range to his advantage at that point in time. Spiro's going to get closer. JKS says it's a little bit too close, but his mouth's been closed forever.
Well then. Just Ustillo remaining. USP in hand. He's actually going to be completely out of this one. Hoping he can just get one frag and get $300. That's pretty much as good as he's going to get. You can see Spiro just waiting for him. Seems to have an idea that he's going to be waiting in that position as well. Rylan will come in to check it. Finds him. Easy kill in the end. Another $600 for him. And this is an interesting round going forward. It will be 2-0, I should say, for Kinguin, but presumably another fleek of Renegades. The next round will be interesting. My point was going to be when they save up the UMPs, the MAC-10s going to that first gun round. A real chance to sink their teeth into this game, Kinguin. It is going to be the fully good. Not a single dollar invested into round number 18 here. Renegades actually sending 4 players towards long A, 1 in the middle. Could be interesting, but unfortunately for them, the whole of the Kinguin squad are heading towards B, and quite fast as well.
Very fast as well, I would say, as Spiro already getting toward the drop. Actually thinks better of it and goes backwards, but the rest are inside of the site. They've already wrapped that along, and no one inside of it, as you mentioned. Stack a site, you're always wrong. That's the way it works.
Feels like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's not a 50-50, it's just you're wrong.
Well, to be fair, not really much they could have done even if they did a 5-man stack towards B. Best result was maybe get 1 kill with nothing invested into the round. Spiro just adding to his frag total at this point. Lots of money to be made with these SMGs available, so they're definitely going to go hunting. It doesn't even matter if the SMG drops. They want to actually just see if they can farm cash and look to their future here. And it's looking pretty bright for Rylan as he finds 2 more kills, $1,200 right there. And Spiro finds Ricky. Furlan finds the final kill. This is what I was talking about in terms of getting interesting, right? So you've got 3 SMGs available. You've got lots of close-range positions on the map like Cobble, especially towards drop-down. Sending those UMPs in, their MAC-10s, close-range situations, and presumably unarmored heads as well. That could be a problem. So Renegades, yes, 3 unarmored heads. Yam, Ricky, Azza, very susceptible now to the SMGs, which can be a one-shot kill if you are going up against unarmored opponents. Double orb setup to kick things off here on the CT side of Cobble. Normally, I would say situational, but it's an interesting way to kick things off here in the second half.
Molotov immediately onto the stairs and fast again. They'll approach the same side. It's Ustillo that actually burns Mihu, though. So the CT side of Molotov pays off. Never mind, because Furlan, he's got 2. But it's flames everywhere.
Yeah.
As Spiro gets yammed down, that's to where the chicken coop takes back this element of surprise. Bomb has been dropped, but they won't necessarily grab it just yet. Furlan's got good position in this, though, in behind the doorway. Shot rains through from Ricky. JKS. If they go on this, I mean, Furlan's easily got 1 in the doorway unless JKS somehow gets inside a tree and spots him up and trades. They've got a hard decision to make, and I think they're making the right one because they don't have kits and they have no entry point. Furlan could capitalize still as they try and exit. He knows they're gone. He'll be hot on their heels. And if he gets that AWP down, it could be a problem for Renegades. Thankfully, JKS hits the shot.
He does indeed. Well, there it is, the fast B round there. We kind of suggested it would be a fast B attack considering the buy available for Kinguin. That's a big round for them to win. In terms of their money going forward, this could be so rich. And Renegades now desperately trying to hold on to the remaining weapons. If they don't hold on to the orb, it could almost suggest another Eco coming in. It's going to be 12-7, so Ricky just going to be hiding in the corner, hoping no one finds him. I think he'll be fine for now. We go into the next round. Not much money available, but the fact they have the M4 and the orb may just be tempted to force into this one. I wouldn't mind that at all, to be fair. They're a little bit desperate right now with 12-7, so they might as well try and make something happen. So the force buy does come in indeed. UMPs, FAMASes, and AWP and M4. They have a couple of kits as well, and some utilities. Not the worst buy in the world. And 5 AKs for Kinguin. They're fully equipped in terms of the grenade themselves, and it will be, for now, 5 players towards the B halls. They'll be going super fast here. Furlan, though, he's got other ideas. Okay, they're straight into the bomb site. I take it back. Here we go.
He takes the shot to Mihu, follows it up, turns it back. And now Renegades with something to work with. Can't land the third one, but they know he's there now. He's got information, finds it as Muzino will go down. He's still got a chance to pursue this ace, but never mind. Self-achievements when rounds are more important. It's going to be Ustillo to get Furlan. It leaves Spiro inside. Drop, turns back, finds JKS. Lovely shot, I have to say, but the bomb's down inside of the site. So it's not like that kill escapes him from a prison and lets him run toward A for a plant.
Well,
I think he's just going to run for the hills.
Yeah, so he's actually going to go. I think he fancies this one. Every kill he gets right is valuable. He's got so much money for his team. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for bringing that up. So 10k on him. He might as well try and dent their economy further. You can see the CD's still recovering this one. He might as well go for it. He has a minute to play with. He's actually made quite a good call here, going all the way back towards the upper platform. So I like this. One more kill would be great. That means they'll have a full buy going forward, and the CDs will still be struggling. They haven't managed to pick up the orb just yet, but now they know where he is at least. Flashbang comes in. It's actually pretty decent, and has a chance to get a couple more kills here. There's one. Looking for the second is going to be dangerous now for the Renegades. Yam on low HP, but Ustillo gets him out of danger there. And like I said, just one kill. That's enough. It was very unlikely he was going to win the round, but does dent the money further. And this is great play from Ricky. Close range AWPing. We know he can be very influential for his team. 3 kills in total. The third one's very nice to watch as well. Round number 21. Still, Renegades do pick up the AWP, but still, there's actually a massive reset potential. If they were to lose this round, it almost suggests certainly going to be a double eco going forward.
That's a problem as well as Kinguin. Seemingly taking the fight to them again. One on the CT side for Renegades. Starts to come up short. Only one round thus far. Like you say, double eco territory. If they lose this, Ricky's got his AWP. He'll be the one anchoring A, but not quite. I was going to say alone, not quite. JKS has rotated back inside the site. They're actually going to swap positions as a result of this. Still that bomb at where the statue positioned toward T. And as time goes on, T's look to conspire upon the A site because they're slowly gathering on that side of the map. Smokes out NIP style for Spiro and Rollin right now, thrown from the platform at statue, so they can actually use these to fake out B. And with Bomb and Mauzino, with Mihu out toward A, I suggest that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a fake to allow Furlan to flank and then work down drop for a split on the A site.
Yeah, he'll just be holding that drop down position, trying to hold rotations. He shows some presence towards the upper platform as well. Presumably go towards drop down at that point. The bombs are long A, but JKS and Ricky not taking the bait just yet, especially Ricky, the AWP in the prime position to get that first shot. Nails it as well. Takes down Rylan, but the problem is towards stables. JKS needs to try and stay alive. He's only got that UMP, but perfect timing. Takes down Mauzino and gets a second frag as well.
Lovely play from JKS. Reads it so well. Ricky just gets out of the flames. 4 HP. Nearly gets roasted, but it's still just going to be a 1-on-4, and Spiro found out. Another round of back-to-back. For Renegades, they avoid that double eco territory, as you pointed out. They still have a lot of money to Kinguin, so they can build this up. But I have to say, a lovely play, as you mentioned at Stables. That timing. JKS lets the first go by, hears him go, reads the fact that an aid was thrown, and pops out exactly then.
Yeah, really, really nice stuff from him. And that's a big round for Renegades to win. Now they've got a real chance to close the gap at this point. No double eco for them. They're going to have the AWP up, and they're going to have 4 rifles to accompany it as well. Rylan on the T side gets the auto shotgun out, Matt. This is a strange move. We normally see maybe the sawn-off shotgun, and I say normally, it's just one player in mind that's doing that, but still, he's still out aggressive towards the upper platform. Finds that first kill, looking for more as well. It's a really nice incendiary. He gets the kill from the grave. There's still man advantage now for Kinguin, and Rylan's still on the auto shotgun.
As they're waiting for an opportunity to try and spot him up when that smoke dissolves. He, as well as being patient. But like you say, it's a shotgun. He wants to get as close as he can, as fast as he can. And yeah, trying Trying to get it close it long with an AWP as he swaps back and thankfully keeps his distance from Rollin, stays away from Rollin. JKS and Ricky in the site with Mihu at long and Bomb not sure exactly where it wants to go. Kinguin's chances in this one becoming marginal as time goes by. And this will be 2 out toward A with, I would suspect at this point in time, Rollin trying to get down drop, but he's only got the shotgun to work with, and Azza's gone very loose in his approach to give up the window, so he's got range to his advantage, which negates the fact that the shotgun's not the threat. He's looking the wrong way, though. Azza needs to be careful because as the shotgun comes out, that could have been costly. Oddly enough, none of those pellets land, not even a stray one, so it's going to be Azza that does get the kill for free. JKS will follow Mihu, and Malzino sure to go down.
There it is. Nice crispy work there from JKS to finish things off. He gets 2 frags and locks down the long A position. We do have a timeout coming in now. This time for Kinguin. They're finding a little bit of a rough time here on the T side after winning the pistol and getting the first gun round as well. 3 in a row for Renegades and brings things into 12-10. Still in favor of the Polish side, but in terms of their money right now, they're at a 3rd stage loss bonus. So yeah, $2,900. I think they can't really justify much more than a couple of Tech 9s, maybe some body armor. And it should be 12-11 now for Kinguin, but we still have that double orb setup coming in for Renegades. Ricky and Yam, like I said before, Yam used to be the primary orb, so definitely willing to go on that secondary orb position. And sure, he's still capable to use the weapon. And at this point, hold really long angles, should be absolutely fine. Not really much Kinguin can bring to the table. They've got 1 smoke, 3 flashbangs now, 4. Things are getting very tight. We thought Cobble was going to be a very close affair here.
Definitely did this double up setup now. Against pistols.
Should be fine. Like, if it was a full partial buy with wall of smokes, I'd be a little bit worried. But it's just like PT50s, 2 sets of body armor, 1 smoke. I don't think it would be a big deal at all.
I hope you're right, Henry. The longer timeouts here do seem to be more apparent now that we're used to the short ones.
It's true, right? Normally it's 30 seconds. It's like quite snappy back into it, but we do have 8 of them available. So
that's the one thing. And I don't like that teams are starting to stack them consecutive round after
It's normally round. Like, yeah, because they get to the closing sectors of the game, they both have like 3 available left. And it's like, okay, let's just use it every single round. Every time we lose, let's just bring one in.
Even when you win, you can do it. Break momentum. I mean, there's lots of things.
Like, as soon as you like win a massive clutch, you just drop one in, let them like stew over the round and just sit there going, how did we just lose 2-on-4? Yeah. That's what I'd be dropping them in, just to kind of rile them up a bit.
That's because you're a dick.
Yeah, well, I'll use all the weapons in my arsenal to win a game. And that's one of them. Actually, no.
No comment. As we go into round 23, Kinguin still with a 2-round lead, but this time just the pistols to work with. As you mentioned, not much utility as well. The 1 smoke and 2 sets of Kevlar. Try and get aggressive Ustilla to get some information early on with this M4. Doesn't make contact with at least 1 player, but no shots exchanged. Flashback over, he'll repick that. Nose for lands in that corner, so Molotov immediately goes out. Hold the tight angle, that's going to be extinguished. Sorry, your plans are foiled.
That's the only smoke they had, having to use it to stay alive there, so that makes things a little bit interesting there, but still, should be quite a simple round overall. Nice shot from Azza. He's looked great throughout Cobble here.
He still has made his way well up into this corridor as well, but the flash comes through, nearly catches him out. They get down and drop well held, but dinked up. Spiro's able to take back Azza. Yam from afar will hold that off.
Ooh, that's a bit of a whiff.
Ustilla's still there. I was going to say, how's he not found Furlan, who got in behind him as the smoke dissipated, but now it's going to be just me who remaining, and they've dealt with this quite well. He's got the bomb. There's an AK. Doesn't have armor. He was not one of the 2 players that bought that. So down he goes. Aim punch effect. They're down to just a 1-round difference. 12-11. Renegades clawing back late. And what is our 3rd map of the best of 3 of a semifinal?
Well, it's a semi-final. It's strange considering the 8 teams we brought to this tournament that these are the 2 making it to the semi-final. But still, it's been a while since we've seen Renegades get really deep in a tournament, right? So it's quite cool to see that's actually happening. Couldn't see them at Pro League finals, of course. And here they are, semi-final, final map as well, looking to get back into it and tie things up in round number 24. Double orb setup still going to be ringing true for them. No orb available for Kinguin here. 5 AKs, and they do have the smokes to work with. Looks like much more of a heavy default here. Actually be focusing towards long A and middle. And Ricky's there by himself, but the way he's playing right now, that might not be a problem.
It's true. Ricky Could get a lineup, jump across, goes for the fire on the bait. And that was designed to pull in the second player for the shot, but it will push Ricky back regardless, so they get a little bit of room to work with and perhaps execute with on the A side. They're not going for a lurk on drop. It's all 5 on A this time. Molotov to clear and push back the hut. Ricky with a lovely shot on a Rollin though. Snaps over to his left. They've switched his player into stables as well. That's going to put JKS to try and spray down, but he only manages one. Oh, shot through. I thought he was going to take it. Nearly does. And as Zaza instead to find Furlan. AWP, a little bit of a panic position on top of the site, trying to figure out which angle best suits him, but it doesn't matter because Azza and Ustillo will knot us up on 12s.
Ricky playing his role there to perfection. Yes, he misses that first, well, not even misses. He takes that first shot towards long A, falls back to the bomb side there, and he's just delaying as long as he possibly can. Waiting for the rotation there, he's a full commitment from the T's. Gets a great flick shot there to open things up, and he's just staying alive. He's hitting the shots that really count there, and he's bought enough time for his teammates to come in. So that justification showing for him being there by himself towards the A side of the map, and that's why the double orb setup can work out really well. And we can see now, round number 25, the fourth buy from Kinguin, 3 AKs, 1 SMG, a Tech 9, 3 players of head armor. It's actually not a big deal if you think about it. It's 2 AKs with Renegades here, only 1 M4, so 3 heads of armor is not so much an issue here as we go into round number 25. They will be committing once again all 5 players towards mid. I've managed to get towards the top of the round before they're actually be discovered here.
He's got his nade back out. He's going to try and play a very tight angle. Thankfully, JKS saves him, keeps him alive. Furlan will go down, and JKS has done further work to find Malzino, but these SMGs are not going to slow down any, that's for sure. Shadows give away, and Azza takes full advantage of that with 2 kills. 1 in return from Malzino. Make it 2 now as he finds Yam through the door. Bomb's down in front. He's got to commit to jumping over top of the wall. Azza did well to use the game to his advantage in terms of those shadows. But he still has to solve the riddle in that. Malzino's got 53 seconds. He's picked up the bomb. He's going to concede the plant. And work back in on top of it. Smoke in front of him will make that a little bit more difficult to do, but it confirms that he's still on the A site, not trying anything clever to go over it to B. And as it looks like he wants to go to balcony. Mal's looking at door. Goes back to the right. He'll be able to isolate himself and lock it in. In fact, he's just going to sit on top of the site. This means Azza's patience game as he waits becomes a lot harder to play. Dropping down, Malzino hasn't quite hurt him, but he's got it set for the broken wall, and he's over top of it already. Mouse knows he's there. Crosshair placement's perfect and wins it against Azza. It will be Kinguin pulling back to keep the lead.
Big round there for Malzino. 4 frags in total in the 1v1. Very tense indeed. It was a big round for them. That was just 3 AKs and 2 pistols as well. 5-man play towards mid. This time getting much further at the ramp before Ricky discovers them. It's JKS doing some solid work to keep him alive, but once they found the equalizing frags, Kinguin coming on top there in the clutch situation. Still a lot of money available for Renegades. Not the same story for Kinguin though. They still have the potential to be reset here after another 1v1. If they lose this, they actually could be seeing semi-final, grand final point I should say. Grenade though to kick things off. We have got 4 AKs and Spiro just on that Tech 9. Double orb set up once again for Renegades. It's expensive to keep bringing these to the table, and that's reflected now on their money. This round is actually very, very important for the outcome of this game. Double orb set up suddenly expensive, but it's been working out for them as we get into mid-rounds stages here. Flashes towards long 8. Mihu and Malzino, a deadly duo on paper. We'll be pushing towards long 8, but the bomb's still towards B.
Yeah, but AWP has to be aware of the fact. He's not aware, but needs to be aware of the fact that Furlan's pushed into that corner, because if he commits to this long shot, it's easy for EM then to pop out and get taken down as a result of Furlan's positioning. So watch that play. Boost up inside drop. We haven't seen that, and there it is exactly that. Yam gets caught off. We haven't seen this boost up work in a long time. We haven't seen it at all in a long time, to be fair. And Hazard's going to go all the way through on it. Needs to be cautious of Mihu wrapping back around, but he's got perfect positioning thus far. Checks it. Needs to be knowing that he's wrapping back in. Hears him coming. As soon as he takes this shot, though, that gives away that he's there, and they'll instantly turn their attention back. But Spiro guesses wrong. Hazard finds 2. Bomb. It's still working into B, and he's pincered them in. He's locked them down entirely. Still a 3 versus 3, but the options limited. Mouse takes JKS. Ustillo not checked, not covered off. Azza may fall, but he'll take Furlan on the site. Bomb still working its way in, and there's a long flank coming in from Mouse. That could catch off Ricky. Ustillo, though, he's going to be denying the bomb plant. I know that sounds odd to say because it's in behind the statue. Mouse finds Ustillo as soon as he gets back out. No, tries to go for the shot on Ricky. I thought he had it. 7 HP. It'll, again, come to a knotted level in 13-13. The problem now is that the money... not desperate, but it's not good enough to buy out right now on the Kinguin side.
That was such a huge round there. Comes down to the 1v1. What a great flank that was from Hazard. They had no idea where he's there. Finds the 2 frags. They're really important ones as well. Taking out Mihu and Spiro. And then funneling them towards the A side. Like I said, you still had the opportunity to deny the bomb there. Can't quite find it. Comes down to the 1v1, and Ricky holds strong. Finds a 17 frag of the AWP. And now we go into round number 27 here. It is going to be, I was about to say the force fight. It's actually not. It's going to be Kinguin on an eco here, but they have got Tech 9s, no armor, and some smokes to work with here. 5 of them committed to the A side of the map. A couple of flashes available, 3 smokes as well. And in terms of the loss bonus, 1900 next round means they can get AKs and armor into the next one. Ricky looking to open things up there. Solid shot and gets a call to his teammates as well. JK has been great in this position, and the UMP's a perfect weapon against unarmored players here.
Yeah, tight position this time rather than the swing on Stables from the outside of the wood. That's because he knows they're in the top of middle and doesn't want to leave himself exposed, so it works. Good shot from Furlan. He only gets the 1, and Renegades have the lead late. There's a time to have it. That's when you want it. They've got it by 1 right now, but guns come back out this time for Kinguin, and they've gone for 5 AKs. They didn't go for the AWP. They had it available on Spiro, but they want the utility, so look for execution.
Well, here we go then. It's been a long 3 maps, but Renegades now, like you said, having the lead towards the end of Cobble here. Round number 28, 14-13. 5 AKs and not the greatest amount of utility. He has to go 4 smokes, and Molotov's so key on this map. It looks like a fast play towards B here from the Polish side. Not committing just yet. The smokes come in and just suggest that all potentially wants to get a little bit aggressive. It's actually used still towards that upper platform position. Going to be getting himself in the tight corner. It's actually a good place to be considering there's no Molotov. The commitment comes in from the terrorist here.
Does indeed. Azza finding a shot down. They've locked them out again. Never mind the execution. All 5 stay up. It's Raw in 1 versus 5. And this will be map point.
Yep.
And a chance to go to the finals for Renegades. You said it, long time since they've been in a final. We know Kinguin desperately wanted it. We heard Lord in the interview say there's no reason they can't achieve it. They've come very close, but we're not done just yet.
Well, no bomb going down means they get $2,400 into this one. And just great positioning there, reading the situation very well. Look at the crossfires, locking it down. Everyone chiming in there. Round number 29, 15-13. Could be the last round here, as Kinguin only have 4 pistols and an SMG. They have a few smokes and Molotovs to work with in terms of flashbangs as well. They're well equipped, but it's looking pretty grim. Fast towards long air they go, and Renegades now in touching distance, making it to the grand final.
Ricky with the AWP wants the shot, finds it as well. Spiro down, looks back, can't find it out toward the long position. That's going to give them the wrap back around and an AWP to work with. The only gun they picked up, but Furlan with a shot on the Tech 9 gives them a lot more space as JKS has to dance and guess correctly, manages it, drops the bomb, and that should be, well, I say should be the game. It's down to a 1-on-1. Mihu hits it, and actually he's aware. He knows Yam's walking back through this smoke. This could be enough, and it is. They'll get 14. We could play for overtime.
Well, JKS does great work to find those 2 frags, but to say, went for glory there instead of the round, it seemed. Definitely had the opportunity to get the frag, but could have waited for his teammate. He's got on the bomb site and forced the T to make the next move at that point, but still, it's Kinguin staying alive just about here as we enter round number 30. Overtime, definitely a possibility. It's going to be Spiro on the AWP. He's actually got 28 frags right now, so looking incredibly strong as we go into the final round here of regulation. You can see Renegade's not in an ideal situation. Yam on that UMP. Khalil in the hands of Rallan as well, so not an ideal situation for both teams. But Ricky back again towards long A. He'll be holding up and presumably being in that position by himself for now. Just looking for the first bit of information and falling back to the site itself.
Ricky positioned at the top of mid to watch the push come through. Guns drawn. Kinguin forced this situation upon them with very little to work with, and that AWP seems to be the change of play for Mihu. And now, with weapons, they slow things tremendously. A minute to work with. It's Yam and Azza over toward the drop position. He still has gone in toward the arch. The arch that doesn't exist on the minimap, by the way. It's floating in midair. JKS, though, he's playing inside of the stable this time. Or rather, excuse me, outside. He's on the outside of the wall, so we can go for that swing. No one out. If Ricky makes a call that they're there, he has to relocate. Now they start to go. A side. Ricky starts it. Good shot. Same as last time. They get the one up. That's better. Easy finds me, who can't round the corner. JKS knows it's there. Pops out, bomb down. Surely Renegades have done enough this time. Spiro spotted as well. 5 versus 1, and that's game. Renegades, and they're excited. They go to a final. First time in a very long time they'll do so.
Well then, it's Ricky with that AWP finishes things off, and I think that's quite poetic in a way. He had a fantastic performance throughout this series, especially on Duster, a map they didn't win. He was carrying them in the rounds they were winning, finding multiple frags each and every time, and he finds the forming towards that last round to finish things off. You can see a sigh of relief. They really didn't want that to go towards overtime.
Nope.
They were 6-0 down to open this map up as well, so a great recovery overall. That timeout paid dividends, and a great adjustment on their T side. I actually like to look at that a lot.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think that was a more impressive side. I like JKS in that position at Stables as well.
Yeah,
because
sure.
by freeing that up, they put Ricky out toward long a few times, and we saw that with the AWP. We saw him take the shot, played around very well, you said, even though he didn't hit it. But the ability to leave JKS at Stables and rely on him to watch that position means Ricky could then rotate onto top of middle, and it gave a more dynamic side on that A. Because if he's only able to play along, then they isolate him and they've got to rely on rifles. You give up a lot of ground, you give up a lot of territory for the T's before they can even do anything to shut it down.
Yeah, well, commiserations to Kinguin. They've had a great tournament so far. Always the underdogs. They always seem to get good results. Never this far in the tournament necessarily. I think it's one of the first time I've seen like a semi-final, but they've got some very skilled players there. Like for me, standout players have to be Mihu. Ryan had some great performances in this series as well. Mouse, though, player I want to see more of. He seems like he's a really upcoming talent in terms of what he can do in terms of raw gameplay. But yes, Renegades finally do it and see a grand final.
I can't see who she's standing with.
Okay,
I can
take
just
a guess.
see that she's standing. All right, who's that? Oh, they got light on it. I see the hat.
It's Yam.
There you go. That's not Yam.
Is it not?
That's not Yam. Smix, take it away.
Sadicus, you're an idiot. Congratulations, Yam. You are headed to the grand finals here. I can tell this means so much to you. So first of all, just tell us what you're thinking.
I don't know, mixed emotions really. Like, honestly thought like partway through that last map that it was over. We started off really slow, but then we came back. But then CT side Cobble's like one of the hardest sides to play out of all the maps. So it was rough, but yeah, everyone played so good individually. And yeah, we just brought it back.
So since you're bringing up Cobble, let's just dive a little bit more into specifics there. I know you guys both lost both pistols, already making it a little bit harder, but as you said, that we did see some amazing plays, particularly Ricky had some great impactful rounds.
Yeah, he's AWPing really well. He's a great AWPer. Just, yeah, like I was saying, it's a great individual plays. It's what's needed, really, especially out of your AWPers. So he played really well. He won us many rounds. And yeah, just looking forward to the grand final, really.
And I want to bring up Dust too, just because that was your map choice. And I know yesterday we saw you guys beat Cloud9 on it. Today it did not go so well. CT side didn't win a single round. So what do you think went wrong there?
I don't know, they were just owning us. Like, nothing was working. Yeah, we were really sad. Well, normally you're pretty sad after losing on your own home map, but honestly, we lost that map. And inside of me, like, I honestly felt like we're still gonna win. Like, I truly believed it. Normally, you just tell your teammates, come on guys, we got this, it's all good. But like, I honestly believed like, we're still in this game and we're still gonna win. And we really showed it after that on Mirage. So yeah, really happy.
All right, well, now you're headed to the grand finals. You'll be facing either Godsent or Gambit. Now, do you want to play Gambit again since they are a team you've beat already at this tournament? Or do you want to play Godsent on their home soil?
Godsent for sure.
Godsent for the fan value.
That's it.
All right, sounds good. Well, congratulations again and best of luck in that grand finals. And with that, guys, it will be Renegades. This is our first team at the DreamHack Open ZOWIE grand finals.
A huge victory. Thank you very much to a very smiley Yam. It must be a great feeling no longer having to sit there and make excuses or analyze what went wrong. Instead, you're sitting there on the last day of the tournament saying, we're still in it, boys. Renegades have managed to pick it up in a 3-map series and a big smile across all of their faces. Kinguin, however, the big takeaway from the casters was that we learned a lot as well. And to hopefully shed some light on what we have learned from both of these teams so far here at the DreamHack ZOWIE Open is Moses and YNK. Gentlemen, it took all 3 maps, and it was your doubt was wavering at various intervals, but they managed to close it out on Cobble.
That Cobble map was it's crazy because Renegades had 2 very slow starts to each of those halves, and they really like picked it up. I mean, I'm not even sure there was any kind of massive adjustments made. It was just all of a sudden the players, I mean, the T side, it was like all of a sudden the entries started going their way. Yam hit some incredible shots on entries. You still hit some. And then on the CT side, Ricky, I mean, that is an incredible map. Like looking up at the scoreboard, I was so surprised to not see him have like 35 kills because his impact was felt like each and every round in that CT side when they were winning. Just an incredible comeback in both those halves.
Now, I do want to just quickly remind everyone where the series started. It was, of course, on does to Renegade's choice. And Sue actually getting a little bit of insight there from Yam, suggesting that it's hard not to feel bad when you concede your map pick. In the best of 3, usually you expect to see your map pick goes your way, but they didn't pick up a single CT Dust 2 round, Yanko. Not a single one for the Aussies. And this is a recurring trend to have the same, very similar, happened to when they were against Cloud9.
Yeah, they had a very good start on the T side, but once they switched, there were a couple of very close rounds. There were 2 clutches from Sparrow, both 1v2s that were super important for the team. And yes, he was in a 1v2, but he was in a favorable position, I feel like, in both of those rounds. You know, being in pit and having the bomb planted for you with the AWP, you have a big advantage there. But it just felt that Kinguin, who doesn't play the map all that often, and when they do, they don't have much success on it. They had some pretty cool strats as well. That A split through mid, through CT, together with Cat, that was pretty cool. Seemed like it caught Renegades off guard. So they were beat fair and square. But then switching to Mirage, the second map, that's where they really, you know, managed to rally the troops and fight back.
Yeah, 16-7 over on Mirage, and then it did come down to that Cobblestone, which went all the way, as every semi-final third map should. It does mean Renegades are in the grand finals, and you talked about, you know, Ricky should have been at the top of the scoreboard. We can take a look at them, because it's going to be...
There's JKS, who had a 6 series.
Thank you. Yeah, indeed. Look at him. Look at that number. He's so head and shoulders above the rest. Everyone else just closing in on 50, and he's closing in on 70. Huge from JKS, and there's a reason that he was always touted as the one to watch.
He was one of those players. I still remember it was a Gfinity, I believe, was his first event with this squad where he came in and he was just like lights out. Like all of a sudden he was destroying all the top teams of that era at that event. I mean, I don't think they actually like placed anywhere high, but the takeaway from that event was like, you know, Renegades is going to be something with this guy in the squad. So I mean, it's good to see him reach that potential again.
I think it's extremely impressive, the fashion in which Renegades won that third map. As Jason mentioned, they lost both pistols, lose the gun round or win it, and then immediately get reset. And I really like their approach in the first half on the T side. They were losing rounds going towards B, then they take a timeout, but they don't switch immediately to going A, because that is a bit predictable as well. They just make slight adjustments in their executes, because they were really having problems in dealing with Mouse, who was mostly playing towards that chicken coop area. So once they managed to do that, and once they got the ball rolling in terms of getting the entry kills and getting the kills as well, they managed to string a lot of rounds together, which made all the difference coming into the second half.
I think one thing I have to remember, maybe a little bit of a heartfelt shout out, as we did tweet out that Sponge was the problem. A little bit of a joke for our boy Chad.
When you missing?
But you know,
Still mates, of course.
At the end of his reign in Renegades, Cobble was a very good map for them. As a leader, he got them very good on Cobble. They had some very strong executes, very great utility usage on the map. So I mean, this third win, you could almost, you know, if you're being nice, which I'm going to be Sponge, you could say it's a little bit of a throwback, almost a little bit of Sponge in this victory for Renegades.
I think a big tell to how Renegades are feeling more confident as a team is the round towards the end, where they lose Yam, I think it was, on B platform with the op, and they have the balls basically to boost Azure up drop, and he gets great timing to get 2 kills on the flank, creates chaos basically for Kinguin, and the round ends up being a 1v1. It's actually Ricky who survives with like 9 or 10 HP getting that kill on Mouse, but you know, it's those smallest of margins. A lot of teams in that situation would just be scared to go for a move, especially on a map like Cobble, where it's very difficult when you're at a disadvantage on the CT side to you know, bring that back.
Huge as well that Azure had that kind of a play, because he actually didn't have a great series. He was a little bit out of it on certain maps. He had a pretty low ADR for someone who's supposed to be a powerful rifler, but still finding a way to have an impact play there. Even when you're having a rough game, that's sometimes the hardest thing, is if, you know, everything's going wrong, you really struggle to find those plays you can make. And for him to do that, I mean, very, very, very well done.
Fortunately for him, though, Justin Savage wrecked. He did a fantastic job. 70 frags, really big stuff from the Aussie. And
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you know what else I love is the brackets, because it does demonstrate that Renegades are in the grand finals. Who will meet them? Yam has had his heart set on Godsent since the pre-match interview way before the semi-finals. And that was, of course, knowing that Godsent have only played 2 best of 1s to this spot now. Our closing thoughts have to kind of be a shout out to Kinguin, who did make them sweat and made a lot of teams in the process sweat. They've actually caused a whole lot of upsets and turmoil here at the DreamHack ZOWIE Open. So let's just kind of focus on the polls for a moment, as this is going to be the last showing for them here at the tournament. Full 3 maps, yes, but also they can play maps that aren't Mirage. In fact, losing that and still taking it to 3 maps and 30 rounds in the final one we've surely got a bit of a kind of a bright takeaway from Kinguin. These guys came in as severe underdogs. I don't think any of us were expecting to be talking about
I think they did way more than we expected. They showed that they can basically play 4 maps, it seems. Overpass, Cobble, Mirage, and Dust 2, which is great. And once you have a good base like that, you have something to work on. I think also a lot of it has to do in terms of confidence. Them having a good result here means, okay, guys, this is actually working. This lineup has potential. We are able to actually get some results in. We were very, very close to making the grand finals of a tournament. So for them, it's just back to practicing, back to trying to qualify for more tournaments like this through the online process.
Yeah, and that is, of course, another big takeaway. We did learn the power of the qualifier. Seeing Kinguin not only rise through what was essentially 4 best-of-3s to get to this tournament, and then going all the way to the semi-finals. It was huge from them, and not only is it a nice little pay bump getting to the semis, but it's also a whole lot of prestige that comes alongside it. 8 teams, and you're in the semis. That's a big step in the right direction for the Polish side. Now, before we do take a break and then return talking about the Gambit and the Godsent, we have to remind you about how you can review this. If we're talking about the run that Kinguin did make in this tournament, and an easy way to review that is through an app called the ZOWIE eSports app. You may have heard of it before, but maybe now is the time to go ahead and check it out for yourself. It's free and available on iOS and Google Play. It helps you stay up to date when you are out and about doing things that aren't video games. Sometimes you just have to. I know it does suck. I empathize with you. And if you're sitting there and you have just installed it and wondering how on earth does this thing work, fortunately there's a video that will help explain it. So let's have a quick walkthrough of the ZOWIE eSports before we return with Gambit Godsent.